FM, and on the WHOW streams. We provide farmers and ranchers with timely insights and information aimed at improving their operations. Join me, Chip Flory, weekdays at 10:06 on Central Illinois Ag Station, WHOW.
You're from the Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. Brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio, Dr. Michael Tresnak, Superintendent of DeLand-Weldon Schools. And Dr. Tresnak, a good morning to you. Thanks for making the trip over. How are you today?
Doing good. I mean, getting past the Cubs losing, but we'll get over there. But the Bears got to win.
The Bears got to win. There you go. There you go. That's the silver lining we like to look at. Cubs had a good year, though. I tell you, probably for what you were expecting. They really,
especially with the injuries they had.
To get where they got, that was pretty good. So big things to come. I'm sure there's always next year, right?
That's right. That's what we always say.
That's what you always say. Very good. Hey, Dr. Tresnak, let's talk budget. Sure. It's been a while since we've had you in the studio. How'd things turn out budget-wise at DeLand-Weldon Schools?
Pretty good. We've had a nice reserve in our budget for a while. We are deficit spending in some of our funds, and that's kind of on purpose. We're trying to balance some things. As we're moving forward, we know we're going to have wind farm money start flowing in to the budget. So in future years, we'll be able to balance it out and be pretty even.
Okay.
So we had to do some things with some contracts, especially our teacher contract, to make ourselves more marketable. And we have seen the results of that, where when we are hiring new teachers, we're actually getting a good candidate pool, where in the past we would get very minimal pool. Now we're seeing a better pool when we're doing that.
So what is that? Just increasing the salary base?
Increasing the salaries, having a more aggressive salary schedule, so that if it's a person that has a little bit of experience, our schedule will be comparable with area schools.
I see. Gotcha. So when it comes to, you talked about those deficit things and hoping the wind farm money will supplement. When does the wind farm money start to kick in, and how about some of that?
So I just got numbers here in the last few weeks from the assessor in Piatt County, and I want to thank her for all her work on this. It's not an easy job, especially with the wind farms coming in. That's a whole new formula to figure out, but we're looking that some of that money will be available come next summer.
Okay.
So
can that fit into your budget for this year then?
No, our budget this year would end June 30th. The new the levy, if it's approved, would kick in next summer and would be effective July 1 essentially.
Okay.
So
got it.
So that would be the next budget year. But when you're looking long term, you see it coming.
Right. Gotcha. So you mentioned you're running at a deficit budget this year. Do you just tap into reserves then at this point? Yeah.
Yep. We have reserves.
Are schools allowed to do that?
Yes. I mean, we have, and it's in various investments. Our biggest one's called the Public School Liquid Asset Fund, which we make a decent rate of interest, which then we roll right back into the different funds to help keep things going. So we've done some good investment with those reserve funds, and they're there on purpose. They're there for that rainy day. They're there if, for instance, the state all of a sudden is not paying their fair share. Then we have.
No, they wouldn't do that to you, would they?
Well, I mean, DeLand-Weldon doesn't get a lot from the state.
Yeah.
We're mostly property tax based. But something we talked about off air is the it's called mandated categoricals, which for us is our transportation fund. The state each year has been reducing. Well, they haven't reduced the amount of money they're putting in the pot. They just haven't increased it. And over the years, the amount of claims have gone in have increased. And so they just prorate it amongst all the claims. So as school districts, we're seeing less money coming in to our transportation fund
Mm-hmm.
when we're expecting more. So for us, and what we are hearing is that in this fiscal year, that's going to be prorated at 2/3. So,
Yeah.
if you're asking for $100, you're only going to get 66.
I just love the state of Illinois. I feel like every month I just have a new revelation. They have a mandated fund that they have to pay you, and they're going to short you on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to say what I was going to say. There, what was I going to say? You have mandates that you have to follow, and if you don't, you get nicked for it. It's unreal. Oh my gosh.
In a district like DeLand-Weldon, I feel blessed to be there because our financial picture is pretty good, and we're not so dependent on that. But you go downstate, and I think I'm from Southern Illinois, so that's downstate. I know in Chicago we're in downstate, but that's a whole nother.
It is what it is.
Where I'm from in deep Southern Illinois, a lot of those school districts are very dependent on state funding, and when you start seeing these prorations or things like that, that
impacts them a lot.
Impacts them a lot
Yeah.
when they're all of a sudden looking at, do we have enough cash to make the payroll?
Right.
That's not an issue for us. We are, and that's, the school board over a lot of years has done a lot of good work to put us in a financial state where we don't worry about that. We have enough reserves that if there is a rainy day, we can make payroll.
So when it comes to transportation, you were telling me those costs are going up. I mean, obviously cost of gas is pretty high, but where else are you seeing the price go up at?
So for DeLand-Weldon, we lease most of our buses. And so our lease is up at the end of this coming summer. We usually do 2-year leases.
Okay.
And I haven't seen the numbers yet, but I've heard through other superintendents that those numbers are increasing yet again as to what's going to cost to have those buses.
Okay.
Fuel prices we can control a little bit. We work with Farm Service and have a contract with them, and we bulk purchase our fuel. We have a tank on site, so by bulk purchasing, we're able to kind of control that cost. But just the sheer cost of those buses, there are new mandates there. They want to put different devices on the buses.
Right.
Anything new you put on a bus, it's going to increase the cost of the bus.
And of course, they're going to provide you the money to do those things, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Nice.
I won't go there.
Yeah. But again, it goes back to that mandate. They put the mandate on you. You have to fund it. They have a mandate to pay you for certain things, and they decide they don't want to pay it. Like the hypocrisy is just unbelievable. And I'll leave that there. You don't have to respond to it.
And it is what it is. I mean, also, you have to look at the state only has so many dollars also in the pot.
Well, you guys are just flush with cash, right? I mean, come on.
And it's just finding that balance. And
for you, but not them.
Yeah. So it's interesting.
It is. So when it comes to like controlling costs within your budget, and maybe even particularly this year, Dr. Tresnak, have you been able to do that in other areas?
For the most part, yeah. We have some costs. A number of years ago, they did upgrade all the heating and air conditioning in the district. Well, we're now at that age. Every homeowner knows this. Once you get about 10 or 15 years in, you start looking at maintenance costs. So, we have certain equipment that we've been having to replace as it's, gone end of life. So we always have that we're looking at. We have done in the last 2 years a lot of construction work. You and I have talked about that in the hope of having some long-term stability in the facilities.
Like lighting is what I think
lighting,
of, things like that.
And so, we're looking at probably cost savings on the amount of electricity we're using because we switched completely over to LED lighting.
Right.
Our roofs are warranted into the 30s. So we have warranty on our roofs for another 10, 15 years. So that's a good situation overall. But there's always maintenance to do. And what we try to do is look at it from a standpoint of preventative maintenance. What can we do now? Might cost us a little bit now, but what can we do now? And so it doesn't cost us a bundle later.
Right.
And so trying to keep ahead of things.
Sure. So budget is passed and in good shape, it sounds like, in DeLand-Weldon. You mentioned the wind farm money going to be a big kind of shot in the arm for the district starting next year.
So I think, and we're working on our levy now. The board approved a tentative levy last week, and then we will have a final levy approved in December.
Okay.
And I think the taxpayers need to understand that levy is going to look different this year. It's going to look, there's going to be some sticker shock with it. And I kind of want to try to explain what's actually going to happen. When our assessments came in from the assessors in the counties, we are looking at a very significant increase in our equalized assessed valuation. Okay. Basically, take all your property in the district and what's it worth? Mm-hmm. Well, that has the wind farms in it. Mm-hmm. And so we charge a rate to get, or we set a number, and then a rate is set to get how much money we get.
Yeah, right.
For this coming year, we're going to see over a 20 to 25% increase in the amount of money we are requesting. Mm-hmm. But with that said, the rate that we're going to be charging is going to go down. We're trying to find that balance
because of the wind farm.
Right. We're trying to capture, pardon my pun, the windfall from the wind farms, mm-hmm. trying to capture that, mm-hmm. that funding, but at the same time, trying to help out our taxpayers, our residential taxpayers, our farmers. We're trying to lower the rate a little bit so that they're not seeing as much, even though they're getting increases in their EAV. We're trying to kind of find that happy balance between the two.
So to put it in layman's terms, if I may attempt, the number of dollars, the total dollar amount is going to go up. But because of the wind farm and the assessed value of that, the rate which you'll go towards your property owners is going to go down. Correct. Is that a fair way to say it?
So let's say you're a property owner and using just a number, $100,000 house. Mm-hmm. Let's say that's what it is. If the value of your house does not go up from one year to the next, the amount of taxes you would pay to DeLand-Weldon will actually go down. Mm-hmm. Because we're going to lower the rate.
Right.
Now, understand that for most houses right now, I think they're going up about 6 or 7% each year in value, mm-hmm. depending on the house. Mm-hmm. So you still could be paying more taxes to DeLand-Weldon, but not as much as you possibly could have mm-hmm. if we had maxed out the rates.
I see. Got it.
And so again, we're trying to find a balance, mm-hmm. and we're trying to, our taxpayers have been great to us. And have done a lot to support our schools. Mm-hmm. And we want to try to help out as we can with this wind farms.
Very good. Anything else on budget or levy, Dr. Tresnak?
Not at this time. I think that covers it all.
Very good.
I'm sure there's questions out there, but
well, if there are, how do folks get those answered?
We put stuff on our website, so the tentative levy is there. And they always can send me an email, which is linked there too. And I'll try to answer the questions best I can.
Very good. Dr. Michael Tresnak, Superintendent of DeLand-Weldon Schools, in studio with us. More to come with him on the morning show.
WHOW.
Shane Steinberg here from Highway 51 Exchange, your equipment rental headquarters, south of Clinton on US 51. Check our banner ad on DeWittDailyNews.com to book online today and pick up tomorrow. Highway 51 Exchange.
If you're tired of worrying about home maintenance and stairs, at Hickory Point Garden Homes in Forsyth, you don't have to. Enjoy independent living duplexes that are half the cost of traditional independent living options. Find out more by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Farmers, let's talk Pioneer brand Vorseed Enlist corn.
Yes, Coach!
Vorseed Enlist beats DeKalb Smart Stacks and VT4 Pro yields by an average of 7.1 bushels per acre across more than 24,000 comparisons, right?
Yes, Coach!
And Vorseed Enlist has 3 modes of action against corn rootworm.
Yes, Coach!
Now get out there and
grow!
I guess being a Pioneer agronomist is like being a coach. Plant the 100th season of Pioneer. Visit pioneer.com/rootworm.
The Illinois Emergency Management Agency has designated WHOW's many platforms on AM and FM, as well as WEZC 95.9 FM, as standby radio stations for emergency messages to be sent for severe weather, as well as for the Clinton Power Station. We also have a direct link to the National Weather Service for watches or warnings to air immediately when they're issued. Keep yourself and your family safe by tuning into the WHOW platforms on AM, FM, or streamed online, as well as on WEZC 95.9 FM.
Closeout time is here for a new Chevrolet. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton and Farmer City. Yes, we have a good selection of 25 Silverados remaining in regular and crew cab models with gas or diesel engines. Some with utility beds and dual roof wheels. Also see our remaining Colorados, Trailblazers, even our full-size Suburban and Tahoes, all priced to move out. See our 25 inventory today at BaumChevyBuick.com, right from the start.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Again, my guest in studio, Dr. Michael Tresnak, Superintendent of DeLand-Weldon Schools. Dr. Tresnak, let's talk some things coming up on the calendar. Next couple of Fridays are busy for you folks. We got the 24th, the career fair. What's going on? What's this about?
So a year ago, we did a career fair. We were the wind farm companies were helping us out financially with that, and we're going to do the same thing again on the 24th. We have several different high schools bringing their kids over. We'll be setting up in our gym, but also setting up outside, weather permitting. We have various companies coming to show off what they have. For instance, last year we had the pipe fitters, and they brought their apprentice program, and they were just grabbing the kids and showing the kids how to do soldering. And it was really a neat thing to see.
That's cool.
But it was the apprentices, and they were actually talking to the kids, say, well, this is what the apprentice program is like. And so the focus on this career fair is really the trades and what is out there. And I think you and I have talked about this before. There is a lot of opportunity available for kids nowadays. And we want to kind of show that off to kids so that it gets them thinking, their future plans.
Right. What do you think the stigma is around the trades? That kids just don't want to get into that?
I think it goes back 10, 20 years ago, maybe even 30 years ago. There was always the push. You got to go to college. You have to go to college. That's the only way you're going to get anywhere in life.
And now those people are parents, and
right. And we've shortchanged that industry. And so, you look at so many places, they're running out of workers, and they'd have nothing coming in the pipeline.
Right.
To fill that. For instance, I was talking to an Ameren person, a lineman. It's a 10-year process to bring a person online with them. If they have a person, they have to journeyman with another person, I believe, for 10 years before they're, which is a good thing. It's a safety that's a very tough job, very hard, and there's a lot of danger with that job. But that's what they have to do to get a person trained up to become a new lineman. So, you look at that industry or all these other, it's not an overnight thing. And we have a lot of people retiring in the next few years. And you're going to have places where you just don't have the experience in there to do these things.
Welders, carpenters, plumbers, all of them.
HVAC. So we're going to have a lot of vendors there that are going to be, talking about what it is that they do and how to get into their, what program do the kids need to get into. We have a relationship with Heartland Academy, which is at Richland College, where kids can get into that and take courses there and learn welding, learn electrical, learn, all that stuff.
Yeah, sure.
So we're trying to show that off.
Yeah. Well, and also in the school, I know there's a lot of programs to teach in some schools, particularly bigger schools, that those skills in the classroom, at school during the school day. So
Well, in a lot of school districts, sadly, for a lot of years, got rid of those programs. There was different pressures that were put on schools, and it was found to get rid of those.
Yeah.
I'm glad to say we have it at DeLand-Weldon. We restarted our ag program.
Right.
I just purchased welders, and we're going to be installing those.
Oh, cool.
So and then we have a full-fledged family consumer science where they can learn cooking and all that, and culinary arts. So we have a commitment to this,
right?
And we need to keep moving forward with it.
Sure, very good. Well, Dr. Tresnak, I look at the clock. We're quickly running out of time. That is the 24th. Is that during the school day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, in the morning.
Okay.
Primarily.
Yeah.
And we're going to be serving them lunch.
Very good. Let's go to the 31st, of course, Halloween, and you've got a couple of cool little things you're doing with the kids. What's going on?
So we load up our kids complete with costumes. We load them up on our buses and we drive over to both the Weldon and the DeLand parks. And with our band, marching band, we march them through the parks so that all the members of the community can see the kids in their costumes. And this will be the third year we've done this, and it's always been well received. It's always fun to see the grandpas and grandmas, aunts and uncles out there to see their kids as they march by in their costumes. And sometimes our teachers have some interesting costumes on too.
There you go. So that'll come up. Do you know like what time of day you do that?
We haven't set that yet.
Okay.
But we will be getting that up on our website. And we also post a lot of that information to Facebook.
Sure. Very good. Very good. Well, Dr. Tresnak, about a minute and a half here with you yet still this morning. What else is kind of keeping you busy these days?
Just, keeping up with everything. We're getting, we have ed pathway courses starting in the spring. So I'm working with Eastern Illinois courses for kids that are interested in going into teaching.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's another one that's on a shortage.
We're doing dual credit courses with Eastern Illinois. So I've been meeting with them, and that's going to be a collaborative effort with multiple high schools also.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to that. And
does DeLand-Weldon have much in the way of dual credit right now?
We have some courses that we do. We also have a partnership with Parkland College for kids to take courses with them.
Yeah, sure. So we're looking to grow that a little bit then.
Yes. Yep.
That'll work. Board of Education taking anything up? When is your board meeting, by the way?
It's always the second Wednesday of the month. So we already had ours for this month. We'll have one coming up in November.
Okay.
And then, like I said, in December, we'll be doing the truth and taxation hearing.
Okay.
And approving the levy. So we've been working on that kind of stuff lately.
Gotcha. Very good. So all things keeping you busy. Where do folks go to keep up with all things DeLand-Weldon?
At our website, DWschools.org or on Facebook.
Very good. Well, Dr. Tresnak, always good to talk to you, sir. Thanks for making time for us.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Definitely. Dr. Michael Tresnak, Superintendent of DeLand-Weldon Schools, is my guest in studio. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Of course, we stream live online all the time at DeWittDailyNews.com. Network news comes your way next on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
The Big 1520, WHOW.